It seems like for several months now, we've had this ordinance across the country to wear a mask. We've heard doctors say wear a mask. We've heard judges and city officials say wear a mask. So what does it mean to wear a mask, and how do you pick out a good mask versus you might get a mask that doesn't do anything? Joining us now via Zoom is Dr. Mary Clifton with Boomer Naturals to talk about how we find the good mask versus the one that may not be helping us at all. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for hosting me.
All right, so what's one of the first things we need to look for in picking out a mask?
Well, it's important to choose a mask that has 2 or preferably 3 layers of fabric. We've been able to swab the inside of a single layer, loosely woven scarf or bandana and find the virus on the other side. So just simply covering your mouth is probably not enough. Choosing a mask that has 3 layers of tightly woven fabric, preferably with a little polyester in the outer layer so that it has a bit of fabric, moisture wicking capability. And the thing that I like about this particular mask is it has the nano silver technology infused into the inner layer, so it functions like an additional filtration barrier.
Because I think when this conversation first started months ago, the general public really didn't know what a quality mask looked like, and to be honest with you, doctor, I'm not sure they knew how to put it on.
Yeah, we really didn't give great advice. And I mean, apologies. It's our first pandemic in 100 years. So yeah. I think we got a little bit off track telling you to wash your hands and social distance because people, didn't have a lot of popular desire to wear a mask. But I like to find one that has room on it for your nose and your mouth. And then with the ear loops, it makes it easier than putting it over the top of your head, easier to put on and take off. So I like ones with the ear loops. And then if it covers your nose and your mouth and your chin, then it's fitting properly for you. And then you can just look in the mirror and take a breath. And you can see how the mask kind of caves in a bit. So what I don't want is when you're wearing a face covering to have your air go around the edge and go down into the mask, and then you don't get it filtered. Because the KN95s, the N95s, the professionally fitted masks for the healthcare workers, can filter upwards of 99% of particles in the air. But if they're not properly fitted and a little air is allowed to go through the side, this is a tough filter to breathe through. And the value will go all the way down to 12%. With any gaps. So it's very helpful to find a comfortable, breathable mask that you can talk through that will also provide that high level of protection.
I'm glad you mentioned that you can talk through. We've all been in those social settings where we really didn't understand what they were talking, So that is important that we can hear from it. Let me ask you another question. How often should you wash your mask, and how do you wash it?
I just wash in warm soapy water at the kitchen sink when I get back into the house, or the bathroom by the front door, if that's the way that your house is designed. You can put them in the washing machine, but particularly with this product, with the nano silver, it's going to be better if it's just hand washed. And then that allows you to get a good thorough hand washing right when you re-enter your apartment. Then you can hang your mask to dry for when you're ready to use it again, and then start to deal with your packages. I keep a little stack by the front door, and then I'm just constantly refreshing it. So 6 or 10 of them at the front door allows me to just always have something fresh for when I'm running out.
Well, that's another question I had for you. I have so many questions for you, doctor. How many masks should we have, and how long do they last? Do we recycle, or do we reuse them, and how does that work?
You're popping in and out a couple times a day, I would guess. So just being able to grab one, you certainly don't want to have a feeling of restriction around keeping yourself safe. So having a couple is, I think, a great idea. I have 5 that I cycle through. They last for 30 wearings or 30 days. So once you've started washing them, you can just replace them every month or so, and then you have a good product. They're only about 30 cents a day to have, so they're inexpensive, and especially with your TV, code today, it'll be even less expensive.
I
It's
agree.
a really great. for all of us to just get to change our attitude and adopt a mask and become very wise about protecting ourselves, because the virus appears to be getting more aggressive. It's not going anywhere, and a good sneeze can infect a whole room in 12 minutes.
We've got the website on the screen, boomernaturals.com. Go check it out. Pick out your mask. Give it to a loved one. If you know someone in your life that's not wearing a mask, you know what? This is a great gift. I know we're past Father's Day, but dadgummit, give your dad a mask, give your mom a mask, give everyone in your life a mask, and keep them safe. Doctor, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you.